Hello guys and welcome back to another UCL Fantasy video. I know that we are basically 2 weeks away almost until deadline, but I decided to start early and create my first Limitless draft for the upcoming Matchday 5. Why am I activating the Limitless draft? As you can see, my team looks like that. If we go and hover the opponents, sorry not the dates, we have some issues in the team. First of all, Hurricane and Tulise that I currently own will face against Raya and Gabriel. Two fixtures against each other. Then we go to my Olympiacos player facing against my Real Madrid player. Then we go to my Olympique Marseille player facing off against my Newcastle asset. My Inter players are facing against Atletico. My Barcelona player is facing off against Chelsea player. And the only player that is not facing anyone from my team is injured severely. And the other guy is a goalkeeper facing Frankfurt. So unless I want to drastically change my team with a wild card, I don't want to do it. I want to activate the Limitless chip for this week. I think I can avoid several fixtures. Of course, at the time of recording, Gabriel has just picked up an injury and most probably he will be out for the game against Bayern Munich. And I think Bayern Munich will stand a better chance of scoring. But still, Arsenal are an amazing defense and I don't want to target that defense in this particular game. I don't want to target Real Madrid with my El Cabe. Okay, Mbappe versus Olympiacos will probably stay in the team because I think that he will cause some problems to that Olympiacos side. But for now, I think that I am going to stay away from cheap players facing off against hard oppositions. Now, I'm activating the Limitless. I'm not going to fool anyone. I'm playing it. So I've activated live on the video and the Limitless is active. Now, let's go and check the most important thing when you activate the Limitless. The fixtures. We want to take into account all the fixtures and where we can target and what we can do. We start with the teams that we're going to see their team sheets. That's Galatasaray versus Union and Ajax versus Benfica. So I'm going to clean up my whole squad and we're going to start building a step by step. But what caught me by surprise the most, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of people that are not following the statistics thoroughly, I've purposely hidden the most point scoring player this season, and that is Victor Osimhen at the top of the charts here. I cannot scroll more. 41 points for Victor Osimhen at 7.7. This guy is the Guirassy of last year, basically. He has scored against Liverpool. He missed the game against Frankfurt and he scored a hat-trick versus Ajax, and then he scored twice against Bodo Glimt. Guess who he has as a next opposition? That is Union. And as he's facing Union, I want him in my side. But let's go first through the fixtures, but I will tell you this is the first player on my team sheet if he is starting. Then we go to Ajax versus Benfica, and Ajax are in shambles, so I would probably take a look at some Benfica assets and add them into the team. I know that there are several issues with that thing, such as Benfica not performing well, but Mourinho teams with time improve, and I think that against Ajax is the turning point of their UCL campaign. We go to Napoli versus Karabakh. Napoli is an interesting side. I might take a look and target some of their players as well, as I have unlimited resources in the team. Then we go versus Marseille versus Newcastle. I would avoid probably Bodio versus Juve. I would personally avoid here Praha versus Athletic Club. I would avoid Dortmund versus Villarreal. I'm avoiding City versus Leverkusen. I'm probably getting a specific City player and I'm not going to fool anyone by saying that I'm not going to do it. Chelsea versus Barcelona, I'm avoiding at any cost. Copenhagen versus Kairat, avoid. Pafos versus Monaco, avoid. Frankfurt versus Atalanta is an avoid. Sporting versus Bruges, I would be personally avoiding. PSG versus Spurs, I would here take a PSG attacker, most probably. Probably a midfielder because I think my forward line will be stacked. Liverpool, I will target. I know that they're in a bad form, but still, it's PSV at home and I think Liverpool needs some wins and I think that's where they will start getting them more and more. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich, I'm avoiding. Atleti versus Inter, I'm avoiding. And Real Madrid is another team that we'll stack up as much players as possible. Let's start by building a step by step and let's see where this build will lead us. Starting with Victor Osimhen, as already mentioned, I think he's the first name on my team sheet. I'm going to target opponents. Union, first game, we will know the lineup, so I think it's an easy shoe in. Continuing with my forwards, I think the forwards were the 3 easiest picks to go for. Next up is Erling Haaland. I think that with the form that he is having at home, I think that he is going to score some goals. He's avoiding the man of the match award. Yeah, he got it once, but the other 3 games he didn't have it. I think now he is a prime contender to get it once again. And the final player that we're returning here is Mbappe. I'm not going to fool anyone. I think that this defense makes a lot of sense to me. Now, another player that I would be interested to play in my team is the keeper from Real Madrid, and that is Thibaut Courtois. He's a keeper on the second day, so we are done with this. And now we need to find a good keeper facing on in the first day. And we have several players in contention here. I think that Napoli is a prime target, Benfica and Galatasaray. And probably I'm going to go for Galatasaray's keeper. I forgot his name, so excuse me for that. I want to take a look. And whoever he is, I'm going to pick him. Yes, it's Sahir. So he starts, then it's Courtois. I think I'm done with the defensive side of these teams. I'm not excited by their defenses. Yes, Hausen is a good pick, but oh no, I'm really not interested in picking Hausen at this particular moment. So Courtois is the defensive asset here. And Sahir from their defense, as you can see, there is a big gap between the forward and the defender. So personally, I would be steering clear. Now, moving into the defenders, defensive side of things, I mentioned Ajax versus Benfica, and there is a particular defender that I really want in my team, and that defender is called Otamendi. This guy has been scoring goals for fun, even though they're conceding, he's racking up some okay points with ball recoveries, and he has taken a penalty when Pavlidis was not on the field. He is the prime target of every set piece, so Nicolas Otamendi joins the team immediately, without any shadow of a doubt. Another player that will join the team is Virgil van Dijk. As I already mentioned, for me, a brilliant defender that scores a lot of points in UCL with ball recoveries, with goal scoring. He's a prime contender for man of the match, so he is in the team. Moving then to another team that I want to focus on. It's the defenders from Napoli. Here, of course, the cheaper players are getting more points, but someone like Di Lorenzo, I'm interested in. Of course, he is on some minus points because he got sent off and he conceded 6 goals. But next up, he got a clean sheet and 4 ball recoveries. So I feel like Di Lorenzo is a nice player to put in the side and be happy with his appeal. I think that a Napoli asset is good here. And another Napoli asset that I want to add is going to be, of course, McTominay. With De Bruyne out, with Zambonguis out, he's the guy, in my opinion, that is going to be the prime target for their attacking threat. And Di Lorenzo and McTominay, I think it's a nice double to put in the side. Now, looking to end up my defense, I wanted to mention that I'm probably getting a PSG asset, and that asset is Nuno Mendes. I think that Nuno Mendes is a brilliant asset, and I want to have him in my side. I have unlimited funds, so he is joining the frame immediately. And the last defender is a little bit tricky. I can go for someone returning, someone. I was going to go for Gabriel, to be fair, even though he faces Bayern Munich, but for now, I think I'm avoiding. And the defender that I wouldn't be avoiding is Dumfries. I think that against Athletic he has a high chance of scoring. He will be playing. It's a hard game versus Inter, and I think he's a good delivery defender. I don't see a defender that excites me that much. If we focus only on defenders in the graphs here, we remove Napoli. It's Dumfries, Nuno Mendes, Gabriel. It's Lukasen from Pafos. Not interested in Pafos players, to be fair. He scored one yellow card, 9 ball recoveries, but yeah, to be fair, he did well against Olympiacos as well. So maybe he's an interesting target, but I'm not a fan. Van den Ven, not interested. Trippier not interested, Guardio not interested as of yet, Porro no thank you, Konate double up no thank you, Grimaldo was on my list but he's facing City so no thank you, Timber, Augustus, Saliba, Robertson, Pacho, we're not going to an interesting list, and I think keeping Dumfries, even though it's away from home, I think it can be a good thing. Of course they play on the second day, which can be misleading, but if I have to bench someone, why I shouldn't bench Dumfries? For me, he is not a bad shout out to be benched. Now, looking into midfielders, it gets interesting and more interesting here. Gordon is the top scoring midfielder, Matchday is third. Like, what the hell are midfielders doing this year? A midfielder that I'm very interested in is Kvaratskhelia. He scored against Leverkusen, missed the game against Barcelona, scored against Atalanta. Man of the match, I think against Spurs he will do an amazing job. So he is in my team. Of course, I wouldn't start a week without Mohamed Salah this time around. Sorry, but even though he's out of form, this is UCL and a random penalty is just skyrocketing his appeal, and Mohamed Salah with Virgil will finish up my Liverpool combo for that week. I'm probably going to look at someone like a Real Madrid midfielder, and taking a look at Real Madrid midfielders, there are two in particular that are of interest for me. First of all is Jude Bellingham. I think he is an interesting option, and secondly, of course, is Vini Jr. There isn't a lot to separate them between. I will be waiting for rumors who starts and who doesn't. Of course, they're in the last game, so it's pretty hard to conclude. So for now, I'm taking Jude Bellingham. It's not final, so for now, let him stay here. And now the last midfielder. Oh my god, it's so difficult to guess and to put someone of interest. Of course, I can get Ulisse, but Arsenal are locking that defense. Of course, I can get Saka. Bayern Munich are conceding goals. Even though they are doing very well, they're still conceding. If we go to any team and we just filter it and filter by price, we have Saka as an expensive asset. We have Wirtz, no thank you. Musiala, Rodrigo, Odegaard, not to my. Ulisse, someone, Doe, no thank you. De Bruyne, no thank you. Foden, probably not. Barcola, and then we go to the cheaper assets. So we go cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and it doesn't look too good. To be fair, there isn't a team that I want to scream and say, okay, let's get that midfielder. I will be scouting a little bit more about a second midfielder, but a fifth midfielder. For now, I'm going to put in Saka. I think on the counter, Saka can be a very interesting asset against Bayern Munich. I know that this team doesn't look that exciting, and I see why a lot of people were mentioning, why the hell are you Limitless using it in Matchday 5? The fixtures are shit, and they're correct. But I think it's enough to cover this. Of course, I can go for someone like Sudakov for 5 million and just disregard the price limit range or whatever. But the guys with hard fixtures in my team are, let's say, Kvaratskhelia, Dumfries, Nuno mentioned Saka. They're all good players. All of the rest I want to have and I want to own. So reviewing the transfers and confirming them for now. So the Limitless is active. Now we want to sort by date, and we want to put everyone that plays on the 25th in. So that's the keeper done. And the captain, I would probably make Osimhen my captain. I think that it makes sense. I have a nice split of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players on the first day and a lot of players on second day. So we might take a look and bring someone from day one. Eugis is an interesting candidate here versus Borug Limit, and that would enable me another player for the 25th, which might be something that I look at because I want to see most of my players play. So let's remove Saka for now and go for Eugis. I know that you were not in a particularly good form, but still I find it hard to believe that Eugis is not going to do something interesting. So I do that, I confirm it, and then we go to date and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players and 8 on the second day. That's completely fine. I can wait my players to blank. The sad thing is that the hard fixtures are of the second day. So having Kvara, Nuno Mensch, Dumfries on the second day, it's a little bit harsh, but if I have to prioritize, it's going to be Salah and Van Dijk to place surely. Mbappe to play surely on the 26th, and all of the rest, they can be rotated. Of course, somewhere where we might take a look at and get someone from, it's Neco Williams versus Slavia Praha. If we take a look, it's this guy, Neco. He's said to be injured, but he isn't. He has been playing. Of course, he played against Karabakh, only 65 minutes. But if he's fit against Slavia Praha, why not? Might be an interesting option to take a punt on, because I'm never owning him anyway. Someone from Dortmund, but if it's not Girassi, I don't care. And yeah, someone from Barca or Chelsea might do the job, like Yamal, and I can get Yamal and sub him off. Rashford is not someone that I'm interested in. Of course, I can risk with some other midfielders and swap Kvara, but do I want to swap Kvara? I don't know. Spurs are conceding goals, and PSG will be coming for their head, as PSG lost to Bayern Munich, and they will want to fight back. So it's tough. It's tough to find a midfield balance. That's why a lot of people hated the idea of Limitless 5, but I'm not one of them. I think it's a nice Limitless to activate. So this is going to be the first team that I leave you with. Of course, more and more updates will be coming your way next week. When we will be preparing after international break, I will be looking for transfers. In general, if you're not on Limitless, just to activate the chips accordingly. But if you're on a Limitless, I think this video is very helpful to you. I am waiting to see your drafts in the comment sections. Please don't forget to list them. Thanks so much for subscribing. We've reached my 5k goal, so congratulations to you and to me, of course. And now, yeah, it says 5k because we just reached it, but let's push to 10k. The 10k is the goal as of now. I will move it the target for next sprint. Not next sprint, next video, sorry. The work got in the way, but yeah, next video it will be 10k set, so let's push for that 10k. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Thank you for commenting down. It means the world to me when you are active in the comment section and we are sharing our thoughts. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.